And I did the same thing with my children, and everybody else, I'm assuming, did the same thing, because if not, we wouldn't be all broke right now. So we bought everything that any human being can buy. We have eaten all the food any group could eat. We have gone wherever we wanted to go, and we've done all those things and found out in most cases we were all still empty inside. We found out in most cases it was not enough. And we found out in all cases it really didn't do for us what we thought it was going to do for us. So my generation and the generations before me have that history to share with people coming behind us. And so what people coming behind us can learn from us is that when you can hold somebody in your arms, look them in the face and tell them you love them and you mean it, it's going to last longer than anything you buy them. Millions of rich people said they would have gave it all up on their deathbed for just one more day, for just one more hug, for just one more opportunity to kiss another human being, to hug another human being, to shake another human being's hand, to have a conversation with another human being. Nothing that we can buy, design, fix, or create can outdo what the heart feels when the heart feels love. So, the holiday season promotes, a lot of people commit suicide during the holidays because they are so unhappy because they don't have what they think they should have. They're not doing what they think they should do. They're not who they think they should be. And all of those things make them uncomfortable in their own skin. And the pain gets so great that they don't believe that living is worth it. And they don't believe that living is something that they can do. Well, I want to share tonight with anybody who might be feeling that they're not enough. That is the biggest lie you will ever tell yourself for as long as you live. You were created more than enough. More than enough. And you have the power to love yourself one day. And in the meantime, align yourself with people who love you. Align yourself with people who love you. Align yourself with people who love you, whether they're in your family, whether they're at your local church, whether you have to go meet some people in a local church and introduce yourself and hope that they will introduce themselves to you and learn and love you until you can learn how to love yourself. Please take that extra step to do that. Just because it's the holiday season is not reason enough to throw yourself away. You know, you possess a gift that no other human being can deliver to this planet. I brought gifts and talents that no other person could bring, and it took me years to find that out. It took me years to learn that. I had to wade through horrific amounts of self-hatred to learn who I was and who I was not. I had to make major changes in myself, how I operated, what I chose to believe about myself, what I chose to believe about others, what I chose to believe about me as an African American woman. It's taken a lot of work, a lot of re-education, a lot of learning about love, a lot of me establishing a life that I'm leading versus a life that I'm just living. Like I used to be somebody who just lived. So, I just was like this, and wherever life took me, that's where I went. Well, today I lead my life. I lead my life, and I lead my life by starting off my day saying a prayer for guidance, saying a prayer for direction, saying a prayer for thanksgiving. And I say the prayer that God would use me for kingdom building on earth. Like, I understand that my ancestors came to this country in conditions that were so horrific, they believed, look, dying and going to heaven is better than this. And I'm almost certain that I might have felt the same way. Now, God's grace and mercy allowed some of my ancestors to live in spite of the conditions. Well, that living in spite of those conditions teaches me today that Earth, this planet and Earth and life has no condition that it can deliver me that I can't work through. My ancestors teach me that, and I never met them. I never shook hands. I never heard their voices. I never saw their faces other than, pictures. My direct ancestors, I never saw. But their struggle and their commitment to life teaches me that this life is not going to render me anything that I will not walk through. And as you can see, I got a little Native American blood in me, like all of us, especially all of us African Americans, all of us have. And that part of my lineage teaches me that even though the majority of my ancestors on the Native American side were murdered off, we're still here. My ancestors on the Native American side are still here through me. So my African ancestry, my Native American ancestry, very spiritual, powerful people combined have given me a life that I have no excuse to not live. I have no reason to not live it to the fullest and to be a shining example of somebody who's grateful for the contributions my ancestors made, who's grateful for the contributions that their love and their commitment and their work afforded me today. So, and even if you're not African American, or if you're not Native American, or you don't have any of those bloods in your lineage, if you came here, wherever you came here from, whether it's Ireland or Scotland or wherever, that travel from and that trauma from your ancestors leaving your countries and coming here was very painful, and it was a struggle, but they survived, and they survived so that you could be here today. Well, collectively, we make a human body, collectively, and collectively a human body can do more than, a collective body of cows can't do more than a collective body of humans. A collective body of ants can't do more than a collective body of humans. A collective body of horses can't do more than a collective body of humans. Collective bodies of humans have the power to love themselves, love each other, and create a world worth living in. And again, I say, no matter what policies are written, I want to extend my heart to our nation's president. And if anybody has any way to get through to him, please tell him that it's true. We do need jobs. Jobs to fortify mankind so that man can feel productive and produce. And when I say mankind, I mean men and women. I don't mean just men. But jobs. Take people to work. Bring those jobs overseas and wherever they are back home. Put America to work. Reduce